Hello everybody out there in YouTube land. This is Rainbow Warriors 1. And I have something to show you. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. I was talking to Phil in Maine, who I know personally. He's a friend of mine. We had a little disagreement this morning, and I kind of have a valid, argument here. This is the camera that that Phil in Maine and a closer look here. That Phil in Maine bought at Circuit City. Okay, which I've agreed to pay him $300 a month for, $300 total for, $100 a month. No problem. $100 a month for the other camera that I broke previously. That was actually his camera, not something he bought with credit for me. He bought it with credit, but not for me, and he had it like for a while. So it was a good camera, but I dropped it and broke it, and I agreed to pay for it. I was going to pay for it anyway because it was going to be my camera, but I dropped it in my possession, and obviously if I break it, he can't use it. I can't give it back to him, and he can't sell it. So I have to, eat the cost of it and pay for it. So because I took that responsibility on. Okay, now. The thing is, the whole argument was that it's not about what I owe. It's not any of that. Okay, he always bitches about his financial situation and how bad it is and how hard it is. He's look at all these bills I got to pay, and I got like $50 into the month, and this and that. And he's always implying or saying that he's struggling real bad. Yet he has money to go disc golfing and to buy disc golfs and. Because he has a shitload of credit cards, okay? He goes out and spends $10,000 worth of credit, okay? Only using credit to benefit me twice, okay? So there's two items that, he's bought with his credit for me, okay? And he's got like an Xbox, he's got a $1,300 TV, he's got a Nintendo Wii, he's got a whole shitload of games, a bunch of DVDs, two new computers, three new computers, okay, which he's used credit to buy, and he has the gall to throw his family in my face when I tell him that I'm struggling. I make way less than he does. Okay, he gets 10 if he's got credit cards. He's got services, people, workers helping him get things and services. I don't have any of that. I don't have any supports whatsoever. In that regard, I don't have any credit cards, okay, because I've had to basically kick it on my own, okay. I've found myself in financial debt with certain companies, which had damaged my credit in the past. They're since fixed, but still, it's 7 years or longer till your credit is erased or back to normal or whatever, where you can build your credit again. So, but for the most part, up to about 5 years ago, I started paying all my bills in full. I started trying to work on paying my back bills. I finally got Verizon taken care of. I'd owed them quite a bit of money for several years. So, and the Walmart credit card that I had, I paid it off. It was only $150 limit, so it wasn't really that hard to pay off. But what I'm trying to say is that this person takes no financial responsibility for his own actions, okay? He throws it in my face how much he's struggling and this and that, and believe me, I feel for people that struggle and whatever. But you can't feel sorry for somebody who puts themselves in that position purposely, okay? It's one thing if you're struggling like me with barely enough money to go around for all your bills. That's different. It's another thing when you put yourself in a financial position like spending $10,000 worth of credit, and you get yourself in trouble. That, the thing is, if I struggle and I say, I'm going to be $20 short or something, he makes this big deal out of it, and then, here comes I got a family to support, and blah, 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 and you want them to end up homeless and not have food, blah, 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 and on it goes. And it's really, really hard to deal with, and then when I say, hey, look, you put yourself in this position, he turns the tables on me and says, oh, your financial situation is none of my business. Maybe so. But if it's none of my business, then you shouldn't volunteer the information. Okay? Part 2, coming up. Okay, part 2 of the conversation about the financial whatever. You're right. Okay? It's none of my business, Phil and Maine, about your financial situation. But when you volunteer information, okay, then it does become the other person's business. Because if you don't want them to know, then you don't tell them. Okay? Now, I recently got service, okay, I had Unicell cellular service called the Community Connections Plan. Unlimited $40 a month. Never had a problem, never had a drop call. Since I've gotten this, okay, T-Mobile cell phone, I've had nothing but dropped calls, constant problems, not being able to receive messages, calling somebody and having it ring, and they're not receiving the call, you know, so, you know, and now I have the situation where, because this Phil and Maine person changed something on the account, okay, whether the intent was or was not negative, I'm going to lose my phone because of it. And now I can't go back to Unicell either because I screwed them over to help him out. I paid a little extra a month for a phone, okay? Because and what about the money that I threw at buying this phone? You know, I purchased this phone. You know, so that's money that I've just thrown away too. Okay, I got the original phone free. It's the same phone. It's a T-Mobile 1.3 megapixel Samsung camera phone. Not sure. It's a T61 something model, and you know, I'm very upset about this. You know, I mean, because he decided to make changes without telling anybody. Okay, without telling me, without telling Marcia, without telling anybody else that may have a phone through this situation, about any of the changes that he was going to make or intended to make, or the implications. Okay? What he should have done was called and asked them specific questions, had them note the accounts, because that's the only way that you're going to get proof that these people said this is how we're going to do it. So that way when you call back, you get the right story. So anyway, in short, okay, I'm going to be without a phone because Phil and Maine decided to make changes, and, you know, he is somehow making this, you know, not his fault again, okay? You made changes to the account. This is what happened. Nobody else made changes to this account. Nobody else added minutes. Nobody else changed anything. You did. This is what happened. I'm going to lose my cell phone. And I can't go back to Unicell, and I don't know how I'm going to get a phone now. Okay? I jumped on board to help you, and this is what happens. Okay? You are a really good friend. I like you a lot. I like hanging out with you. But this has to be said. Peace.